Foxcroft.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Many members across the House have referenced the ITV drama, and it may interest members to know that the director of Mr Bates versus the Post Office is in the gallery today watching PMQs closely and watching this urgent question closely, hoping for some positive news. So it is welcome that we've had some positive news, but they did have a few questions for me to ask the Minister. What they really want to know is, what are the actual timeframes for overturning the convictions? I know there's been some answers on this, but a bit more detail would be helpful. And when will people finally receive the full compensation that they deserve? And when will those that are responsible finally be held to account?
Minister.
Well, thank you for your question. I wasn't aware the director is with us today, and can I just put on record the fantastic job that they have done in terms of bringing this to the public consciousness and indeed raising consciousness within this House itself. One thing that has resulted in is this statement today. I think we probably would have got here at some point anyway, but it's good to be here today at an earlier point than we would have been had that dramatisation not been aired. Time frame, she's right to challenge us on. In terms of the time frames for passing legislation in this House, is always somewhat uncertain because it's not all within the government's gift, of course, as it passes through both houses. So we're keen to do it as quickly as possible. I think it was likely to be a matter of weeks because there's some work we need to do to make sure that legislation is in the right place. In terms of compensation, timescales for final compensation across all schemes, we're hoping to do that by August. Again, we're not in charge of all those timescales because it does require people who want to go through the full assessment route to compile the claim and submit the claim, and then we can respond to it as quickly as possible. And in terms of the answers she's looking for, which we all want to see, the inquiry is due to conclude by the end of the year, and we would expect a report shortly after, which should give us those answers.